Hi guys, it's your girl Tamkin Spice. Please don't mind the no makeup look today and the weird background. Listen, I've been trying to get everything together because I am going on a trip to Mexico next week, and honestly that's been on my mind a lot and I haven't really been able to focus on churning out as many videos as I would like, but I definitely wanted to check in because I have noticed that one of the most popular videos that I've had has actually been on my keloid scar. And if you haven't checked out that video, please do so. But I do want to provide you an update with what's been going on over this entire last year of me trying to tackle my keloid scars. So if you haven't seen that video, please go check it out. But also, when it comes to keloid and hypertrophic scars, please do your own research. I am not a doctor and I'm not here to give you any medical advice, but what I am here to do is to share with you my experience of how I had both keloid and hypertrophic scars on my tummy tuck and what I've done for this past year to try to really just move forward. Here we are. So when March of 2020 happened, was the first time that I really started thinking about trying to do something about my scar, because the first 6 months after my tummy tuck, my scar was very thin and fine and beautiful. It was just a really great looking scar. I thought I was, over the hump, and I thought that I was on my way to a really successful recovery, and I thought I was going to be one of those girls that barely has a scar that you can see. But what happened was, at the 6 month point, I do want to tell you, I had been using silicone strips, surgical grade silicone scar strips the entire time of this 6 months. I was using Maderma, I was using Embrace, I was using Cicapace. I'm going to link all the products that I've been using below. It might work for you. It did work for me for about 6 months, but something happened to where all of a sudden I started getting hypertrophy in my scars. So originally, the keloid scar is the type that is really firm and looks like a rope. That is what happened originally when I first got my keloid scar. So I went in to see a doctor. They diagnosed it as a large keloid scar, and I started my steroid treatment, which was hydrocortisone injections into the scar. So I started with a larger amount. About my first injection was $500 worth of hydrocortisone injections, and then I went back after 2 months and I got another $300 of hydrocortisone injections. And then I went back after 6 more months and I got $300 more of hydrocortisone injected into my scar. And what happened was my scar started like a thick rope, but it loosened up, and it actually at least was thin before and raised. And now it's flat but wide, because it kind of, I guess you could say, it deflated. My scar deflated like a balloon going bam. So, obviously I would rather have a flat scar than a raised scar, but at the same time, I have more surface area of scar now than I did before. That is part one of what was going on over this last year. Part two is the fact that as I was going through this entire scar treatment therapy, that is when I had realized that I was getting additional hypertrophic scars because of hair growth around my pubic area. It was trying to grow through the scar and it was irritating the area, and the scar started to spread like a cauliflower, which is the hypertrophic scar type. I know a lot of you were in my comments on my other video trying to distinguish between hypertrophic scars and keloid scars. I'm going to tell you right now, please just go do your own research. I am telling you what the doctor diagnosed me with, and I am telling you what I experienced. So far, we have talked about $1,100 of steroid injections already, and I started to get a little bit flatter. I started developing little smaller scars here and there just from the hair growth, but I was getting laser hair removal. Then basically I started trying a different treatment, and I started getting Kenalog. Kenalog is also a steroid injection, but I got 2 rounds of Kenalog. So currently it's a total of 5 rounds of steroid injections in my scar. And I'm gonna show you today where I'm at. And also I do wanna let you know the 2 rounds of Kenalog that I got were actually on the house complimentary from Dr. Tigran over at La Vida. So I do want to give him credit for that, but I also want to let you know that this video is actually not sponsored. I've paid for everything, and the reason Dr. Tigran threw in these treatments, these steroid treatments for me, is because I'm getting a lot of other Botox and fillers and M-Sculpt and many different things with him, and laser hair removal too. So it's more of like, here's something on the house for a good client. It's not because I'm doing this review, because I'm gonna do an honest review. And I'm here to tell you that the Kenalog isn't really working for me. I really love Dr. Tigran at Levita, but the Kenalog's not working for me. Or maybe it's just, maybe I've reached a point where my scar improvement is starting to plateau a little bit. Kind of like when you're losing weight and you start to plateau. But it is what it is, and I'm really glad that at least my scar is flat and I can cover it with makeup. I'm going to Mexico in a couple days, and I'm probably just going to be using my Dermablend makeup. I'll link everything below that I use. Check out my video for how to cover up your tummy tuck scar as well, because I do use the makeup technique a lot. Body makeup is resistant to, like, you know, brushing off on your clothes as well. So, I mean, it is what it is. The time has come for me to show you where I'm at with my scar. So here we go. Okay, here's my scar. This is as low as I'm gonna get my pants. I'm not gonna go any lower than that. But as you can see, it is flat. It is flat. I don't like how it dips in and then comes back out, but a lot of people have this. It's just the shape of a body. It's not a big deal, but it has almost completely flattened out. So if I cover it with makeup, it's no problem. I do have some parts right here where it's just a little bit more hard to the touch. Then pretty much all of this is really smooth to the touch. But this in the center is just a little bit hard to the touch. So I'm mindful of that, but I think the improvement compared to the before picture is really good. I also am a little bit frustrated. I've been using my MLA radio frequency to try to improve these dog ears, because I have a little very minor dog ears, but obviously that's going to take many months, and I'm only on my 3rd month of treatment. I will provide an update to you guys sooner than later, I promise. So this is what's going on with my scars. It's still very dark, as you can see. It's not lightening, but you do see this area right here and this area, they're starting to get a little bit lighter. So it gives me hope for the future that I may be able to have a scar that's the same color of my skin. If not a big deal. I would rather have a scar like this that's flat than one that is as thick as my finger and like raised all the way across. Can you imagine? As thick as my finger and just like raised up, just like a rope. That's how my keloid scar used to be. So this is where I'm at. I have spent over $1,100 on steroid treatments. I've had 5 rounds of steroid treatments. And after these 5 rounds of steroid treatments, I feel like there's significant improvement. But honestly, if I had to pay for all 5 rounds, you can probably tack on another $600. It would be almost $2,000 worth of steroid treatments that I've done so far. Not even counting all of the stuff I bought. I spent $30 on Maderma. I spent like $150 on Embrace. I spent like $30 per month for 6 months on Cicatate. Like all of the stuff that I did on top of like the $2,000 that I would have spent right now on my steroids. And you know, I still have a scar, but that's the thing. You know that when you're going in for a tummy tuck, you know that you're gonna have a scar and you have to be ready to have the ugliest scar. But at the end of the day, if you've seen my tummy tuck video, like, you know that I will take this scar over that belly, because I had a whole bunch of loose skin. I had a bunch of diastasis recti. I had just an enormous amount of improvement that I got. It's worth it to me. It's worth it to have this scar rather than that belly. So this is my update. It's been about 1 year now of me going for 5 rounds of steroid treatments, as well as doing all the, you know, the gels and the tapes and everything. So if you found this helpful, please like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, because it really helps me as a small YouTuber with the actual algorithm that YouTube has. And if you have any questions, leave a comment below. I try my best to answer every single question that you guys leave in the comments, as long as you're kind and respectful. So thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day and that you achieve all the goals that you set forth for yourself. Bye.